While sitting here having no clue what to do for a video today, I decided to pick up a knife, something I have plenty of. I have a collection of them. I've actually made a couple videos in the past, albeit not very good, and I decided I wanted to show off a couple. I don't want to show them all at once because one, that's less content I can make in the future, and two, the video would be way longer than I want to deal with. I'll put up a picture over the screen that has a picture of almost all of my collection. It's not all of it, but it is many. And so today, what I want to do is I'm gonna have my knives right here. Like, real quick, also, please excuse my attire and the mess. I'll try to get things set up better and wear better things, but I want to get this done today because I haven't been posting for a couple days. Anyways, what I'm gonna do is I have 3 to 4 knives and weapons here, and what I'm gonna do is I'm going to show them to you, show them off, give a story about where I got them, and whether or not I believe that they would be good in a fight or not, because I am a blacksmith, and I'm not a blacksmith, I have a lot of knowledge about blacksmithing and a lot of knowledge about different weapons because I want to be a blacksmith, so I would know whether or not these weapons would be good or not. So what? If I'm incorrect, you can tell me in the comments below. Anyways, we're going to start off with the most recent addition to my collection. Now, this is not a knife. This is this. And before you freak out, no, these are not real brass knuckles, as you know. It is actually, somewhere on here, there's a plug. I know, as you can see, right here, that little hole, it's because this is a belt buckle, quote unquote. That's how they can sell them. Now these are brass knuckles. If you don't know, you put them on your hand, they go over your 4 fingers, they wrap in here, you wrap, and that way when you punch, you have not only something to grip onto, because if you don't know, if you have anything, hold on, right here, if you have a lighter or something circular, if you grip onto it, it'll have more impact to your punch. Quick tip for anybody: if you get in a fight, you have a roll of quarters, a lighter, keys sometimes work. They dig into your hands, but they will work. Anyways, so you can do that, and not only that, you have a metal surface to whack. And if you don't know anything about force, if you have a smaller impact surface, the harder it'll hurt. That is why there's such things as bone breakers, and that's another story. I'll give a quick thing of bone breakers, quick idea of what a bone breaker is. This is a metal file, it's not a bone breaker. Bone breakers are basically baseball bats that look like this. They're really thin and really heavy. That way when they strike, they have a very little surface area of when you strike, and what it'll do is it'll just shatter any bone. If I were to hit someone with this, even though this is just a metal file, if I were to hit someone with this, it'll most likely shatter their bone, if not hurt it very badly. And so that is what these are. Now, sadly, they have outlawed brass knuckles. You can get your hands on them, not very easily and not very cheaply. This was $15 at a local fair of mine, and it is basically, you do not want to use this unless you absolutely have to, because of the metal that it's made out of. It'll most likely shatter and hurt you more than it'll hurt someone else. Yes, it'll hurt the person, but the way what it's made out of, it'll just break and shatter from the force and impact, and your hand will be not feeling so good. So that's the story of how I got it. That's what it is, and that is the thing. I actually got it for very cheap, $15. You can get them at like fair, probably cheaper online. That's where I get a lot of my weapons. Next, I'll do not really a newer edition, but one of my favorites. And that is this knife right here. I'll give you a nice little look-see. It is an old hunting knife that I had gotten from my grandfather after he passed away. We were rummaging through some of his boxes in a camper when I came across this, and I was lucky enough to be able to keep it. It is dull. I don't plan on sharpening it. I don't plan on cleaning it. I don't plan on doing anything to it. If anything, I might fix This is a little wobbly. I might fix that so it doesn't fall apart, but I plan on keeping exactly how it is. It is not meant for fighting. Any knife is a tool. It is not a weapon. It is a tool first, weapon second. Anything. Any knife, pocket knife, it is a tool, and then it is a weapon. That is my philosophy on weapons. That is how they are made. Any knife was made first for skinning animals, and then they realized, hey, if I can skin an animal, I can skin a human. Not always the best, train of thought, but it's what people did. Anyways, this thing, it is very dull. It would be very bad for slashing. If anything, it's better for use more of a dagger, so kind of stab. Like, I don't know if you stab up into somebody, because at this point is very sharp, even though it is very old. So it'll, if it was sharper, and you were to stab up into it, so not like a stab, it would be more of a, it'll rip it and cut them. Also, if anybody who has a knife, never sharpen the back. I've seen people who sharpen the back of these types of knives. Don't. These aren't meant for that. Those are double-bladed knives that are meant for that. These aren't meant for that. Don't do it. Anyways, on to the next one I have here, and this is one of my favorites because these knives are one of my favorites. I plan on getting many more because they are cheap and easy to get to. That is a karambit. If you don't know what a karambit is, I don't really know much detail, but they're made for quick and easy striking and slashing things, much like that knife is made for going up into someone. Not much stabby, but like carving. It's held many ways. You can hold it like this to cut. Many people prefer to use it like this for quick and easy. So let's say I have a gun, very quick and easy. I don't know which way you'd hold it, very quick and easy. If I have another knife, hold it like this while you have another knife at your ready. It is just this one was made for fighting, but again, as I said, it is a tool before it is actually very dull. It was razor sharp when I bought it, but I've used it a lot as a tool instead of a weapon, so it is very dull. Just like the other one, it will do damage, but it's not very good. It's also the same thing. You can punch someone with it because it has the grip, so you would never want to turn it this way because there's a chance of you stabbing or cutting. But if you have it this way or this way and you get it in your grip, you can punch someone, and most likely this will cut into their face or stomach when you punch them. And I just almost cut my hand because I flipped it up this way. Oh, and stab it into my arm. Anyways, now the last knife that I'll do for this video, oh, I forgot to tell, I got that one at the same place at the same time actually when I got the brass knuckles, or metal knuckles, for about $14. They're all very cheap. These are manufactured quickly, cheaply, and just slapped together to make money, but they look pretty and are effective if you really need them. Now this one, as you can still kind of see, this one is more made for survival purposes, and if you're in the military, I'll show the bigger because it is actually two. I'll show the bigger one before the smaller one. On the bigger one, this one right here, the only way I could sharpen this is with a whetstone. I normally have a sharpener that goes over the blade. This is more of a, I would say, cutting down branches if you're in the woods, or it could be used as a club, again, as a bone breaker. And then the sharp edge of the knife is not very bad. This is probably 5 pounds. It is a very heavy knife. It's one of the heaviest knives I've ever owned and or held. It is dull because it is very hard to sharpen. You would need a special, like a metal, electronic sharpener or a whetstone, which I have both. I just haven't sharpened it. I normally don't like to sharpen my knives because I don't want someone coming into my room and just picking it up and be like, oh, knife, and then they cut open their arm or whatever. So it is very nice. I bought this at a yard sale for probably $10. That's about the range I buy all my weapons. I've only bought one that was like 30, and that's because it just looks so unique, and I'll cover that in the next video I'm doing this. But yeah, that's what this one is. It is a Cobra Hunter 2. You can look it up. I don't know the prices of them, but they're not, this isn't half bad. It's not really meant for cutting, but if you needed to club someone over the head or knock out some branches, that is what this would be for. It can also do the old, like do whack them upside the head. The handle, I will say, I haven't really talked about the handles on the other ones. As I said, this handle is meant for this. This handle is more of a wooden one. It is actually very pretty. I like this design. The handle on this one is actually a plastic rubber. It's more plastic rubber than it is plastic. It's very hard rubber. It's held in with these not brackets, not bolts. I can't remember the name of them, but they're held together. If you can see them, you probably know what they are. Anyways, that's that knife. I will put it back into its sheath. I don't like to, unless it doesn't have a sheath, I always keep it in the sheath. And the last one we will talk about, which I'll talk about quickly because this video is getting pretty long, is this one. It came in with this one. It is a little army knife. It is a Cobra 410 stainless. Most of these are made in China. The old hunting one wasn't, because it was my grandfather's, and he was like 80. Again, I'll quickly say with the handle, rubbery plastic, hard rubber plastic. It's not ideal. I don't know if you can see, but I can bend it right here. It's very bendable. It needs space on my phone, so I deleted some stuff so I can quickly finish this. As I was saying, the handle is rubbery. It is a good knife. Has a kind of a bottle opener. It's made for out in the wilderness. I said some stuff that I'm not going to go over again, but I will say this: if you liked the video, please like or even view it in the first place. Knives are one of my favorite topics, and I'm obviously gonna continue to make these videos, but I'd love for people to see them so they can hopefully join in my enthusiastic nature of owning knives, because they are tools and weapons and beautiful. And anyways, I'll see you next time.